Hello everybody, this is AK. I'm back. So today we're going to talk about investing in the local banks. And specifically we're going to talk about DBS and UOB and about how some people who were fearful of how the local banks might perform badly because interest rates have peaked. And I know there are people who sold big chunks or even all of their investments in DBS, OCBC and UOB towards the end of last year, because they think that this year with interest rate peaking, the banks would suffer, right? And if you have been following my blogs or listening to my videos in recent months, you know that I kept saying that the local banks are resilient, well capitalized, well run, and they have proven time and time again that they are able to do reasonably well in good and bad times. Even in bad times, they would pay dividends, and they have proven themselves to be consistent, reliable dividend payers. And so if we are investing for income, there's really very little to fear, right? Given the current healthy state that the banks are in. And of course, those who have sold might experience some seller's remorse and that kind of thing, and want to come back in, right? Then of course the fear is that they might be falling into something we call FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. I sold and now it's going higher. And of course Buffett would say that the silliest thing to do in the world, or the silliest reason to buy a stock, is because the price is going up. And fear of missing out makes us chase the price, right? So I think the sensible thing to do is to wait for a pullback in share price, and we are seeing it today. I think we see a pullback in share price, and if we really feel very uncomfortable and die must get back in, or die must buy DBS, I think the immediate support is closer to $33 a share in the short term, right? It's closer to $33 a share. So if it goes back to like 33.20 or something like that, then people who have to FOMO, they really must FOMO for whatever reason, there's a price that they could buy some at, right? But remember, technical analysis is about probabilities. There's no guarantee that it will happen, or if the support does get tested, that it would hold, right? It might break and price could go even lower. But that is what the charts tell us. And of course, we have UOB. UOB has announced results, and very good results, just like DBS. Has reported a record core net profit of $6.1 billion, which is up 26% for the financial year 2023, right? So it's fantastic, right? And the final dividend of 85 cents per share has been declared. So the payout ratio is approximately 50%, and dividend yield is about 5.8%. So some people might say, why bother investing in UOB? Invest in DBS, the dividend yield is higher, right? It's in excess of 6%. But you have to remember that UOB's payout ratio is at 50%, while DBS payout ratio is above 60%, right? So UOB is more conservative. Right, so with only a 50% payout ratio, is already 5.8% dividend yield if you are thinking of like $29 per share, right? And my investment in UOB is slightly smaller, I think, than my investment in DBS, because I added to my investment in DBS late last year, but I didn't add to my investment in UOB. Of course, I added to my investment in DBS at 31.80. The last time I bought UOB shares, I think it was many months ago, it was about $26, closer to $26 per share. So by now, my investment in DBS is slightly larger than my investment in UOB, right? So UOB will be paying dividend, I think, in May, right? So at the current price, I mean, today we saw a pullback as well for share price of UOB. UOB is trading like at 8 times PE ratio, and the dividend yield is 5.8%, and the price to book is like 1.1 times compared to DBS, which is, I think, in excess of 1.3 times, closer to 1.4 times probably. And in terms of valuation, UOB seems to be cheaper than DBS. But like I said, DBS is able to command a premium because of its much higher ROE, right? So both are good investments. I have investments in both DBS and UOB, and I'm likely to stay invested because the dividend yields are really attractive. I'm talking about 6% dividend yield with payout ratio of between 50 to 60%. What's not to like? So as an investor for income, fantastic, right? So something that all of us who believe in having passive income can consider, right? So that's all for this video. If AK can talk to himself, so can you. Bye bye.